Secure the covenant. Prepare the asset, Israel, for stage one deployment, Canaan. High stakes. The original generation has been neutralized, expired in the wilderness. Moses is on a forced retirement clock. He can see the target, Canaan, but cannot cross the perimeter.
We don't have time for another 40-year detour.
Moses opens the digital files. He recounts the 40-year journey from Horeb. He highlights the Kadesh Barnea incident, the failed recon mission of the 12 spies that led to the 40-year loop.
Learn from the failures of the previous unit.
Moses rereads the standard operating procedures, the Ten Commandments.
Follow the tactical directives. Success, expansion, security. Deviate from the directives. Total system failure, exile, defeat.
Protocol, Section 6-4. Total loyalty to the commander. Internal infiltration. He warns of sleeper agents, idolatry, that will try to compromise the mission from within once they occupy the land. Moses sets up a binary choice. He gives the order. Moses brings Joshua, the new lead agent, to the front. He transfers the access codes, authority.
The tribal leaders are assembled, sir. They're waiting for the final briefing. They aren't ready, Joshua. They remember the manna. They remember the thirst, but they don't remember the code. My clock is at 0. The commander was clear. I don't cross that water. What I say in the next 12 hours is the only thing that keeps them from being wiped off the map.
Moses knows his death is imminent. Every word is a last-second warning. Moses predicts that Israel will fail the mission in the future.
When you cross, split the unit. Half on Mount Gerizim, the blessing. Half on Mount Ebal, the curse. Shout the terms until they are locked in.
A massive tactical encampment, 2 million people, organized into perfect geometric grids by tribe. A CTU, Covenant Tactical Unit, staging ground. In the distance, the Jordan River is a dark, churning vein in the earth. Beyond it, the lights of Jericho shimmer like a guarded fortress. Moses, 120 years old, stands over a stone map table. He wears a rugged tactical tunic. Despite his age, his eyes are undimmed. They pierce through the low light. He is looking at a target marked on the map, the Promised Land. Joshua, 80 years old, his second in command, enters. He looks like a man ready for a breach. Moses walking out of the tent into the blinding morning sun. The faces of the new generation, young men and women gripping spears and shields, looking up with intensity.
Open the comms. I want every ear in the camp synced to my frequency.
The speech happens in Arabah, the plains of Moab, a strategic valley east of the Jordan. Moses is a leader with a terminal diagnosis. He knows he is about to go up the mountain to die, making his words mission critical intel.
Listen, Israel. We are 11 days from Horeb. It took us 40 years to get here. We don't have another second to waste.
Moses summarizes the failed missions of the past. The code, the law, is reestablished for the new operatives. How to spot false assets, false prophets.
Once you breach the perimeter and secure the central corridor, you have a mandatory activation sequence. This isn't just a ceremony. It's a vocal signature that locks the covenant into the physical land. The terrain is a natural amphitheater. The acoustics are perfect for a wide-scale broadcast. Precisely, Joshua. Take notes. You will split the unit. Unit Alpha, Simeon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Joseph, and Benjamin. They take the high ground on Mount Gerizim. Their objective, activate the blessing protocol. And the other 6? Unit Bravo, Reuben, Gad, Asher, Zebulun, Dan, and Naphtali. They occupy Mount Ebal. Their objective: broadcast the curse warning.
The sun is dripping lower, casting long, jagged shadows across the valley. Moses is standing over a map of the Samaria sector. He has 2 tactical markers, one on Mount Gerizim and one on Mount Ebal. Between them lies the narrow pass of Shechem.
The Levites will stand in the valley between the 2 mountains. They will read the terms of service. When they read a failure scenario, Unit Bravo will shout Amen, acknowledging the penalty. When they read a success scenario, Unit Alpha will shout Amen, acknowledging the reward.
The leaders are sweating. The curse list in Deuteronomy 27 is brutal. It's a list of mission failure scenarios. Moses looks at the young soldiers. His voice is raw, heavy with the weight of the future.
You are going to be surrounded by enemy signals. The only way you stay on mission is if the sound of these blessings and curses is ringing in your ears louder than the sirens of Canaan. Sir, the curse list is extensive. It covers everything from tactical negligence to domestic betrayal. Because the commander sees every packet of data, Joshua, there is no such thing as a private breach. If one man steals from the devoted things, the whole unit loses its shielding. You saw what happened to I in the simulations. This ceremony is your system restoration point. If you lose your way, you go back to this valley. You remember the roar of the tribes across the mountains. You remember that you signed this contract with your own voices.
Moses looks up at the peak of Mount Nebo, which is now glowing red in the sunset. The time for the handover has arrived.
Joshua, assemble the high command. I have one last data dump before I go offline. We need to discuss the Song of Witness. The song, sir? In case the scrolls are lost or the leaders turn, we need a self-correcting code that the children can sing, a melody that carries the warning through the generations.
Moses leaves the camp alone. He heads for the Abarim Range, Mount Nebo. Moses looks through the long-range lens at the Promised Land. He dies. The mission continues under Joshua.